Hey everyone, welcome back. Continuing with my series of things a CISO need to focus on. Sorry, let me continue. So today's topic is all about the importance of incident response planning. Um, CISO's job, or a job of a security professional, is to protect a company's assets, whatever they may be. And then, if something does go wrong or something bad happens, how to minimize the impact as well as bring the company back if it was adversely affected, bring it back to its normal operations. So that's disaster recovery as well. But a little bit of disaster recovery is inside your incident response planning. Um, that is something a CISO needs to focus on, and one of the top things a CISO needs to focus on, because the CISO is responsible for anything bad that's happening to the company, not just in cybersecurity. And sometimes CISO is also responsible for physical security, so the chief security officer, who also have physical security responsibilities. Or when we talk about CISOs, we talk about cybersecurity responsibilities of incident planning. But that is something a CISO needs to focus on, needs to build a plan, needs to have. So in this video, I'm not going to talk about how to create an incident response plan. I would probably leave that for a separate video, a video by itself, on how to do that incident response planning, the phases that you go through, the processes to be followed, and the roles and responsibilities of people that are involved, and how to form that team and how to run that whole process. So I'll cover that in a separate video, but in this video, I just want you to know the importance of that incident response planning, especially for a CISO, and how it helps you protect your organization. I wouldn't say protect, but rather recover, restrict, monitor, restrict, recover from anything bad that happens. In an incident response plan, you would definitely include some of the things, for example, how to monitor and identify events, and in this case, bad events or threats, how to recognize them, how to classify them, how to recover from them, what's the team that's going to be working on them, how do you communicate threats, actual threats, what are the protocols, what are the procedures to be followed. All those things are part of an incident response plan. That is something a CISO needs to put in place, because it's not just your job to protect the data or assets of the company, but also if something bad happens, on how to recover from them. A very, very important thing along with incident response planning would be you have something documented. How do you use it in real life? So, an incident response planning, one of the later stages is also how do you practice that? Because you can't wait till an actual threat happens to know what to do. So you'll have a playbook of different scenarios of how to respond to different threats and activities. You need to do various type of tabletop exercises, simulation, whatever is permissible and appropriate for your organization. You need to do that, especially because your security staff needs to be trained and used to the fact that if something like this happens, we do this. Because it's not just one person doing it, it's a team doing it. So you cannot depend on the fact that when that threat actually happens, my team is already up to the mark, that they know what to do just because we have the documentation. No, don't depend on that. Simulate it, let them know, because as any of our experiences in real life, when you do things, you learn even faster. So that's actually even helpful for new employees or new staff who do not know what to do in certain situations, especially in your organization, or how your organization responds to certain things. That's very helpful for them, very different from just looking at documentation. So remember that as a focus for a CISO when thinking about incident response planning, And at the end, I would just like to close by saying that while you do an incident response planning, it is very, very, very important for a CISO to know what are the laws and regulations that govern your industry as well as your company, because the way you respond or your incident response planning should be in line with the laws and regulations, as well as the way you respond should also be in line with those laws and regulations. So make sure you, when you do an incident response planning, you involve your legal counsel, your legal office, just to be sure that whatever you do is appropriate for your organization, and that is something that you need to focus on, at least at a later stage, but at some stage in your incident response planning. So so those are my thoughts for today in terms of incident response planning. So I hope you enjoyed this video. um, let's go to the next one, and I will see you soon with the next video in the series. So um, enjoy your day, and come back soon for the next one. Take care. Bye.